chapter 7 we will start reading, and wherever I find it I will explain you. Okay, if it is difficult I'll explain you. Our surrounding is also known as our environment. That means the place where we are staying, that is the environment, that is our surrounding. So where we stay, that is the surrounding, and the surrounding is also known as the environment. Our environment includes all the living and non-living things surrounding us. So you know, we have living things as well as non-living things around us. Living things like we have plants, and non-living things like we have the furniture in the house. So we are surrounded by living as well as non-living things around us. They all depend on each other for existence. Non-living things like air, water, land, rainfall, wind and sunlight affect the survival of living things. So all this, air, water, rainfall, wind, sunlight, all this affect our living, because we all require sunlight, we all require wind, we all require rainfall. Without the rainfall, you will not have the crops grown properly. Without the sunlight, you will not have the photosynthesis process, and the plants will not produce their food. So these are all non-living things, but we require them for our existence. That is why they are saying that even though they are non-living things, we require them. We as living beings, we require these non-living things. Okay. At the same time, all the living things also depend on each other for survival. The next heading is interdependence in living beings. Interdependence, I told you, depending on each other. Living beings like plants, animals and microorganisms, bacteria and fungi. These are the two examples of microorganisms. Bacteria and fungi depend on each other for their existence. Plants take carbon dioxide from air and water and nutrients from soil. You know that when plants, they give out oxygen, we breathe in oxygen, and when we give out carbon dioxide, plants take in carbon dioxide. Okay, हम लोग oxygen breathe करते हैं और plants carbon dioxide take करते हैं. So with the help of carbon dioxide, they prepare the food in the process what you call as photosynthesis. So this is what they are trying to say here, that carbon dioxide, plants take carbon dioxide from the air and water and nutrients from the soil. In the presence of sunlight, they prepare food, and that process in which they prepare their food is called as the process of photosynthesis. I think everybody must be familiar with that process. This process of preparing food is called photosynthesis. In this process, they release oxygen in the air. So when the process of photosynthesis is taking place, they give out oxygen in the air, and that oxygen is taken by us, and that oxygen helps us to be alive. If the oxygen is not there, we will not be able to survive, children. Okay, so oxygen is very, very important. And from where do we get this oxygen? We get this oxygen from the plants. Oxygen is very essential for animals to breathe in and stay alive. Animals breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, which is needed by the plants. Plants and their products are eaten by animals for survival. Plants and their products, like suppose you are talking about the vegetables, you are talking about the grass, all that is the plant product. So we all eat the plant products. Animals, they eat grass. Animals, they eat the plants. So we all are dependent on each other. This is what they are trying to tell you simply. Plants also provide shelter to many animals. Animals also help in the survival of plants by facilitating dispersal of seeds. You know what dispersal of seeds is? That the animals, they help in the scattering of the seeds from one place to the other. Like suppose you talk about the cows, the seeds are lying on the ground and the cow is moving from that place. The cow is sitting in that place and the seeds, they get stuck to the body of the cow, and the moment the cow moves from that place and goes to the other place, the seeds are carried from one place to the other with the help of that animal. Okay, you see the parrots or the birds which are there on the trees. You see the guava tree and the birds sit and they keep on pricking the guava, the seeds they keep on falling down. Some seeds they get stuck to the body and they carry that seed to some other place. That is what you call as dispersal. So these animals, they help in the dispersal of seeds. When animals die, their flesh is eaten by other animals. The leftover is eaten or decomposed by microorganisms, thus keeping the environment clean. You know about the scavengers. They have this duty only. Whenever the animal dies and nobody is there to pick up that animal, the scavengers like crows and vultures, they all come and they all sit and eat away that dead body of the animal. So they are called the cleaners. They clean the environment, correct? So this is what they are saying over here. Living beings can be broadly divided into 3 categories: producers, consumers and decomposers.